Hey everyone, good morning. How's it going? Hopefully you guys are ready for a new trading day. Let me know where you guys are at today. Let me know where you guys are at from, where you at here. Want to give everybody a shout out here just to see where you guys are watching from. We're getting people all over the place, which is really exciting. Today we are going to do a giveaway, not $1 million giveaway, but we are going to give away $70.5 twice. Last week we did the $50 and no one wanted to take the prize. So this time we're going to do 75 and we're going to do it twice, once on Facebook and once on Twitter. So we're going to be posting those links here very soon in the chat. And as soon as I get the links delivered to me, I will post them here so you guys have a full time to do it. We're going to do the drawing at the end. So I'll show you exactly how it's going to work. You're going to do the giveaway, how to enter, and then how I'm going to select the winner. So Jonathan from Ohio, awesome. Thank you, Jonathan. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to start with the risk disclaimer. The risk disclaimer, which says that trading is risky. Do not trade any money that you cannot afford to lose. Anything can happen in the markets, anything that can happen in the markets, and you just don't know. You just don't know what's happening. So you want to manage your risk. Everything that you see here is for educational purposes only. And we want to make sure that you understand that. You know, don't do what I do. It's all for educational purposes. You want to make your plans according to your risk and do that. So now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the spreadsheet. Currently, right now, the yellow ones are the trades we've closed, and everything else is still open. We're going to go over some of those updates on some of the trades today. We've got some good setups that we've been looking at, and on Friday, we're going to be doing an options day trading strategy. I'm going to teach you guys, and then I'm going to trade it live after that. And we're also going to be working on the $100 a day challenge, getting prepared for that. So it's going to be pretty exciting stuff we got coming up, in addition to making the $1 million attempt. And it's going to be, we're getting a lot of good feedback and a lot of people having a good time out here. So Yugoslav did great on a euro dollar sell, so congratulations. If you want to throw that in the chat, maybe we could take a look at that trade. One way that I take a look at these chats is I use this screen capture tool, and I put it on the link here, and so you can see where these setups are. Like here's one that I went right here. On pound New Zealand, you can see I went long right there, right? And so I just track all of my setups, and you can see right now, I'll bring up my chart. You can see the pound New Zealand trade, how it's progressing pretty nice. That was the picture. This is the real trade. You can see that it's just moving up. If you guys remember that trade, Mason, thanks for chatting. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. You guys remember that that New Zealand dollar trade worked out pretty well. We're moving on towards the target here. Hopefully we'll get it to the target. So what I'm going to do now is, since I'm so close to the target, I'm going to move my stop loss and just tighten it up quite a bit so that we don't end up taking a big loss on this one. Let's see what we got here. It's not, there we go. Okay, so now I've got it tightened in. I'm using this support level right here. We're moving up. It's only a few pips away, about 20 pips. So that's good. All right, so Ben got 50 on the pound dollar. Awesome, Ben. And again, if you guys want to send some shots, I'll definitely be glad to take a look at those. And so we're going to be doing the giveaway today. As soon as I get the links, I'll send them out to you. And thank you for that. And good. Pound dollar short. So let's take a look at some of these other setups here. The euro dollar. What's really cool about this is I have these levels that I drew in place, and so you can kind of see what happens at the levels. So I had all these levels in place, and the euro just really collapsed. And so the MACD is still going lower. Let's take a look at some of the patterns on this. So we had an up move, and it bounced off the level, and then it just couldn't take out this previous, because we had all these supports that I had in here. Support, and then look what happened. It hit support, and now we're currently at another level right now. Okay, so the level is here, and it's making its way. It's also at this trend line to the downside as well. So let's take a look at an hourly time frame here. Yeah, CRM is looking pretty good. I was looking at it this morning. I was contemplating if I wanted to take some profit on that, because I got in at 220 something, and now it was like close to 250. So we've hit about $25 a share. So that's been pretty good. Okay, so right now we're currently here on the euro. It's moving lower. Let's see where that next resistance point is. It's somehow my line disappeared. This is where resistance is right here. Let's go back to an hourly. Okay, so we're currently just into this zone where the trend line was, and we're also pushing up against this resistance. So right now we have pulled back 140 pips. So we got a pretty solid pullback happening. The MACD is really strong on here, and it hasn't started to decrease yet. And so we're going to have to really focus on what we want to do here. But I like a possible bounce right down here. So when you see a nice solid level where support you can see it stopped here, and even more powerful on the daily time frame, you can see right here. This is a big level. This is a really big level, because this is where it broke out, and it was a powerful break, because let's take a look at where it broke. Very, very powerful break right here. See this big, huge bullish candle? This is a one-day candle that was 153 pips, 157 pips. So that's a really good one. So there we have it. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at right now. I think that we want to watch this for support. And how would I trade it if I'm thinking about going long? Well, there's a couple different ways. Number one is you can just put a buy order here and try to grab a quick bounce, which if you guys remember, I did that on the Australian US yen on Monday. We did that, and I put my orders right here, and it was popped up, took it out, my take profit. It was a really quick entry. Let's delete that because we were looking at divergence and reversals. And so you can see it went a little bit further than what we were anticipating, but it hit the level and bounced down, and now it's headed back down. So on this one, we have a pretty strong level here. So if this, since we're overextended, you see this on the daily, this is a possible short right now on a reversal, but I would wait for this level to go down. You see the hourly has just broke below the 50. There's a lot of room down to the 200 period moving average. There's a support level right here. And so if we get any kind of momentum breakdown here, let's look at a 4-hour time frame. It's consolidating up here. Any type of break, I think we could get back down to 81.30. So just something we could look at here on a reversal. And I believe that it was I think it was Moses that shared us that last time where we're at. But what I had mentioned, I forgot to finish my thought, was on the euro, euro dollar. On the euro, if we get into the zone, we can either catch the bounce and just try to catch a quick bounce, or you can wait for it to consolidate, wait for it to break an upward trend line, because let's zoom out a little, because we have a downward channel moving down like this. There's a downward channel here. It's currently testing up against this, but we can now change this a little bit, like that. And so we have a downward channel, and if it might not hold here, it could keep going and go even lower because now we have a downward channel. So let's put this as a potential bounce point here. What might happen? We try to figure out what might happen. It might bounce and go like this. And it could go like that, and it could go right up here, and then further down, and then what do we have? We have a bounce level here. So that's one path for the trade to take place. So if that happened, could we catch a trade up to here? Well, yeah, we definitely could. But how would we want to do that? Well, we'd go down to a lower time frame, and then you could either catch the bounce, wait for the MACD to cross over on a 15, but the crossover doesn't always equal a big move. This one was fairly decent, 37. This crossover was 20. So it's a possibility you make some pips on it, but right now we'd be waiting for this to cross over on a 15-minute time frame with the conjunction of maybe this trend line breaking. So this is an opportunity. When you see this, there could be opportunities for short setups right here. The shorts could come through, and it could bounce up here and then go short, right? So you don't want to get faked out. The price might want to go higher, but again, let's not let the market fake us out. Let's wait for confirmation. That's why sometimes catching the bounce is good, because it just bounces, goes right up. You got yourself a nice little trade. But on a longer term, which I really like to trade on the longer term, this would be in a holding pattern right now. I would not take the trade until we start to see some stronger up move, and watching this MACD continue to move to the crossover. So that's what I'm looking at on this trade. Just reviewing Oh, wait, I just see the links came through. Let's go ahead and take a look at those links. Okay, so who's excited for today's giveaway? Hit that like button if you guys are excited about it. Last week, we didn't get enough participation. So let's do this. So the links are in the chat, okay? The links are in the chat. And here it is. Join us for Casey's $1 million challenge giveaway. Wednesday, $70 cash. And so what has to happen, you can see we already got one retweet. What has to happen is I need to get 15 of these retweets. So how do you do that? Well, you click the link in the chat. And if you're on Twitter, that's fine. If you're not, you can enter on Facebook. We're going to do a Facebook giveaway and so we already have 2 retweets, but we got to get that number up to 15. But once we get 15, I'm going to pick one of these people to win the $75 cash giveaway. So right now we have 2. Let's see who they are. We've got Heinrich and Brandon. Let's go. Let's go. So good job, guys. I will show you how to do it. You just click this little circle button and you can retweet, and you can quote it, or you can just click straight retweet. I'm going to do a quote. This is going to be fun. -- we need 15 retweets to get the prize. Okay, now what's interesting about this, guys, is that last week we didn't get the 15, and so I bumped it. I bumped the money. Last week it was 50. This week it's 75. I'm like, okay, if they won't do it for 50 bucks, maybe they'll do it for 75. Especially because out of 15, your odds are not that bad, right? And you can do it on Facebook too. So let's go ahead and show you how to do it on Facebook. Facebook, and the link is in the chat, guys, by the way. Yeah, let's go, guys. Let's go. So here's the Facebook one. You just go in here and you just click the share button. Okay, you click this share and it'll share it, and there you have it. So if you want to enter twice, you can do it once on Facebook, once on Twitter. You get 2 entries, but we need 15 on Facebook and 15 on Twitter. If we get 15 on the Twitter, I'm going to do the Twitter giveaway, and we don't get it on Facebook, I'm just going to hold off and not do the Facebook one. If we get it on both, we'll get it on both, but one or the other. So anyhow, that's it. We're just doing this for fun, to get some participation, to get people involved. And, you know, right now, because we're a nice little tiny audience, it should be a lot of fun. Okay, good. We got an let's click. We got an entry on Facebook. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And it'll show up. We'll be able to see who enters. Okay, guys. Thank you. And let's go back to the charts and take a look. I wanted to go over the Australian USD trade. Australian USD. I had taken a daily trade here, and if you guys remember, I tightened up my stop loss not too long ago. I tightened up, it was Monday, I tightened it up, and so I ended up getting in the trade right here, and I ended up getting out like somewhere in here. Let's take a look and see if I got the actual trade here. This was the actual exit. You see here, this is where I got in here, and I got out right here. So it was a pretty solid setup, pretty nice trade, and it was a $645 winner. And so we are going to be trying to focus on getting, you know, $100 a day, keeping it nice and tiny. Because why? Because of your comfort. Because if you're trading high risk, your comfort is going to be very, very uneasy. You're going to make some bad decisions. Okay, so no. Anyone else got sound? Anyone else got sound? Yugoslav is out of sound. How are we doing there? All right. So somebody said that we got it. Did we get it? Oh, wow. One more. It looks like one more. Let's see here. Nice, guys. Nice work. Give everybody, hit that like button. Congratulate you guys for getting that to happen. Awesome work, guys. Good job. Okay, sound is good. Okay, good. You must have just had a blip there. You must have had a blip. Okay, let's go back. So remember, we're trying to do a nice little $100 a day, nothing major, nothing crazy, just nice, safe trading. So I'm going to try to catch a little bounce on this one. I think we have, this is a little consolidation right here. We have resistance. And so I'm going to just take a nice little bounce on this one, but I'm going to do it nice and safe. We're only going to risk, we're going to risk a very tiny amount here. I'm going to go with the custom buy, and I'm going to put my stop loss, drag it down. And again, this custom buy tool is one of our tools that we've built, but I can't see the line because there it is. I couldn't see the line because I put that shape there. So we're going to drag this out, put the stop below the level, and put the price right up here, and we're gonna go for a quick little bounce and just try to get a nice $100. That's all I'm gonna go for. It's a tiny little $100. Can we do it? Can we make $100? We'll see. And this is definitely a counter trend on the lower time frame, but on the daily, it's not so counter because we've got a couple different support levels here. Good. All right. Nice, Yugoslav. Awesome. 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 Great work, everybody. Thank you so much for the participation. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give everybody a lot of time. We're going to do it at the end of the session, which is going to be around 10 o'clock. To give everybody a lot of time to get in. Okay. So it's going to be really fun. And then remember, Friday, we're going to be doing the options trading strategy as well. So that should be pretty good. So let's take a look at this Australia-New Zealand. I like this setup right now. It's Australian really, the New Zealand was a little weak, right? That's why the pound New Zealand was doing well. But look where we're at. You see this? We're really up against a pretty strong level here because we're at this triangle. Now we are right here. What else do we have stopping? Well, we have this level. Now the tails go up higher, but the bodies stopped right here. So we have support right here and support right here, right? The MACD is getting strong though. So that could be an indication that we're going to break out, but I don't know if we're going to break out or not. I have no idea. I never know. I can't predict the market. All I can do is control myself and work on managing my risk, right? I'm trying to get us to the point where we're going to do $1 million giveaway, but look, I don't know or not giveaway. What am I saying? $1 million profit, but that starts with the small, right? You just start small and work your way up towards it. We don't want to get too worked up on making bad decisions because that can cause us to get discouraged and then we can make big mistakes. And from there, that's a big problem. Okay, so just want to thank everybody for the participation. It's really good. Really good stuff. Okay, now right now with this setup, we got to say, okay, what do we want to do here? Do we want to try to get this thing long or do we want to go short with it? Well, let's play both sides of the fence. Let's try to really think about this. Okay. Yeah, Ben. Yay, $1 million. Hey, you never know if we get this, if we start trading like amazing, you never know what could happen. But right now, this level right here is pretty solid. Okay, so I'm going to watch this on a lower time frame because I think that we got a nice opportunity. There was already one short op here. You see where it broke that trend line? And that was yesterday. So yesterday it was a nice short, but then it faked everybody. Okay, so that's okay. Some people might have got in, they might have lost money, but now it's like, okay, we got everybody out. Now we're going to try to drive it lower. So let's watch this new trend line up against this level with the MACD. You see where the MACD is way up here? Watch for the black dot to start coming in. We already had divergence once. We've had divergence a couple times, right? This is an indication of divergence, okay? And so now we're at a new level. So watch the black dot, because the black dot is an indication that price is starting to change. Watch the black dot. Watch these moving averages to cross, because we can actually see that happen here. When these moving averages will cross, you see these cross, okay? And then what you'll be looking for is a black dot, which is indication that the MACD is starting to go lower. And then watch for this support level, because this 107.68 is a support level. And after that level gets taken out, we could indicate that we have some room to go back down. And where would a good target be? Well, if we break this level right here, and I think right down here to 50 pips, right at this moving average. Let's take a look at it on another time frame. We also have support on the 200. It's interesting, this 200 is at the same place on the 1 hour chart as it is on the 2 hour chart. So that's pretty interesting stuff to take note of. Yeah, all the indicators are screaming long right now. And so so I was first going over the short side. I do want to go over the long side now. Okay, so let's take a look. If this thing breaks to the upside, it could be a very, very, very powerful move. If we take a look at some of the levels that we could see, we have a level here, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and add these in because we have some levels right here. And we also have a level right here. Oh, and by the way, we talk about $100 a day. My euro dollar trade is up. Was up about $100, and now it's not $100. So there we got to $100. Let's see if we can get it here. Nice, easy bounce. Nice, easy bounce. And my thing is spinning, which isn't good. I got to check my PC and my internet. It's just spinning, and I clicked out at 108 and it's not closing. So I don't know what's going on. You see, it's still spinning. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I need to work on that. Okay, there we go. Let's see what we had. Yeah, there we go. We just did it. We got it. What'd I get on it? I got 104. So it actually gave me the price I tried to get out. So we did our $100. Again, just take it nice and easy, nice and small, just a tiny little trade. But, you know, no pressure there, right? If we do that every day, it is what it is. But I got out with 104. So there we had it. We nailed that one. And so that was just a short-term trade. I do, as you guys know, I do like the long-term stuff too, where you could get a little bit more because that Australian trade was 600. My current pound New Zealand is up 300 and some. So there we have that. So now let's go back to the Australian New Zealand. What type of opportunities could we have here? If we retrace here and bounce and pop up above this, there's lots of opportunity to go long. There's a 40 pips to this level. It could get all the way back up here. It could be 200 and some pips. So this channel is getting smaller and smaller. we don't know. We don't know where this is. We don't know where it's going to stop because it could go down here, 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 and really tighten up before it bounces. Because you can see the range is getting smaller. The last move was 380. The move before that was 600. And now this most recent one was 260. So every time it's getting smaller and tighter. And so we don't know if it's going to break now or if it's going to come back down before it does. But that is just some stuff to look at. And remember, you try to do your analysis, watch and see what the market does. If it follows your strategy, well, then you can figure out and do what you need to do, right? Michael Crypto, I actually don't use the Heiken Ash candles. I think they're very fascinating, but I just haven't learned a lot about them. And so I have not used those. With trading, there's lots of different things that you can do, and you just don't know. You can't learn it all, right? You can't learn everything. So let's take a look at some other trades. I wanted to look at what Chris was asking about the New Zealand yen. Ding, ding, ding. Did you hear that? New Zealand yen. Let's look at New Zealand yen. Okay, so we got the New Zealand yen. And let's go to a daily. And there we go. Look at this. Same kind of thing. We're right at the top of this channel, right? And it actually broke already. It broke to the downside right here. Very nice daily setup, in my opinion, because it broke down. Let's look at a 4-hour. We're right in the middle of this channel. There is a little bit of resistance right here, but the MACD is headed lower. The MACD is headed lower. It's starting to lower. We had the black dot. Now it's going lower, which is a great time to get in. However, it's been up against the top of this channel before, and it has not wanted to go down. But right now, we're right at this 50-period moving average. So we have some resistance here, and we have some resistance here. So if we think that this is going to finally turn on the MACD and go lower, what do we need to happen? I would wait for this to maybe bounce a little, hit a support level like right here, bounce a little, hit a support level, and then make the move. Okay, so bounce off of this, get a price action signal up into this support, then make the move lower, and then go here. So my entry on this would be in two places. It would either be right here, or it would be on the break down here with the target of going down here. Now there is other levels too. There's this level, but it's still in kind of in the same area, right? So I would be looking at maybe this one for about 80 pips or possibly this one for 53. But right now on the daily, it looks pretty solid. It looks pretty solid. If you were just going to do a daily and not really break down, you could say, okay, we bounced off of this level, but you've already gotten 70 pips, right? If the reversal traders would have nailed this one early, the guys who are waiting for this level to break, I would have probably tried to get in right here, okay, at about 17 pips ago. And why? Because this is a support level. This level on this candle is a support level, right? And really like waiting when the candles go, when it's the low of the day. This was the previous day's low, and now it's broken. Let's look at it on a lower time frame. You can see if we drew a trend line, there was probably a trend line break too, like this. You see that? It broke the trend line, retested, and now it's headed back again. So pretty interesting stuff. And just want to give you guys a reminder, there's 2 links in the chat, and I believe the links are pinned. If they're not, that's okay. But we're going to throw some links in the chat. Has anyone done has everybody entered the giveaway yet? I want to just make sure that you guys know about that. So we have I'll read. Okay, so we have 16 retweets. Everybody that does a retweet, you just click this and you retweet it, gets an entry. Okay, so we got Michael Crypto's in. We got Dominic. You got some nice comments here too, which is pretty awesome. So thank you. So we have 16 there, and let's see what we got on Facebook. See if we got anything here on Facebook. Facebook, let's see. I'm not sure. I gotta figure out. Oh, click engagements. 9 comments, likes, and shares. Trying to figure out how to find these shares. I know I did this before. There's got to be a way to see this. I'll ask Jen if she can help me out to figure out how to find those shares. But we'll work on that for sure. But we did it on Twitter. Awesome, awesome work, everyone. Okay, well, let's go ahead now and take a look. Let's see if there's any other long-term trades. That New Zealand yen has already been dropping hard since we've been talking. It's just been wow. How's my pound New Zealand doing? Pound New Zealand still doing okay. Pound yen. Pound yen has been great. It has been absolutely great. And so if we notice, we're currently very strong. I mean, this is really strong. You can see the pound has been very strong. We're currently up against a level. So it might be time to be thinking about some kind of reversal here. We have this candle happening, but for me, this would need to really, I need a lot more of a break for that to happen. The MACD is crossing to the downside on the hourly. Right here is a level. So we might get a bounce off this level, a little pop up, and then a move to the downside. And so it's definitely something that we should be looking out for that move to break down lower. Okay, all right, so we're going to go over to the stocks now. Make sure that if you guys have not yet, that you hit that subscribe button and the notification so you can get notified of the giveaway, get notified of my trade updates, get notified of all of these things so you guys can see all of it. We're going to do another training. You guys get notified of that. Let's take a look before I go over to the stocks. So make sure you hit that like button, please. I'm going to go to the New Zealand USD because somebody said they were going to go short on it. New Zealand dollar. Okay, daily time frame. Yeah, New Zealand, we got a nice flattening out here. I would wait for this to break lower. We got the MACD crossing, but I would wait for this because it just can't seem to break it. But when it finally does, I would say that we could go short. We do also have a trend line that is currently breaking. So you could take this trend line short. It's breaking the 50 period moving average. The MACD is going lower. Let's see what it looks like on the 4 hour. And the 4 hour just crossed. Okay, so this could be a potential setup right here. What about on a daily? If we did it, I would probably do something like this. I would do a custom sell, put my stop loss right up here, and put my take profit right down here, and see what we happen. So maybe I'll just grab this one. You know, I got $100. We got a nice clean stop loss. Let's do another custom sell, put the stop right up here, give ourselves a lot of room, and get our target down here and see what happens from here. We're going to do a nice New Zealand USD sell. And if I forgot about that euro I forgot to take a picture of it. I like to take my picture just to do this and figure out where we're at. You click upload to screencast and then it saves the picture. And so I'll throw that into the spreadsheet, which is up here. Nope, that's not it. Well, I think I can just do this. All right, so we're going to do 2/17. Forex. And by the way, guys, you can get access to this spreadsheet, so you can see all my trades, and we can put it in the chat for everybody. Okay. All right, guys. And so, and I'll also make it. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at stocks. All right. So stocks, we're at CRM first. CRM. And I don't know if I took a picture on that one. Did I take a picture of CRM? I didn't. I didn't take a picture, but it was actually entered on 120. So let's go ahead and look at the date. 120, which would have been right here. This was my entry, about $220. And currently we're at 247. We got as high as 251. It's above this channel. I mean, this thing is just going way up. So we're going to have to, if you're in this, you got to make up your mind, like how long do we want to hold it? Do we want to wait until it pops? Do you want to wait till it consolidates? I've been very patient on this. I've had it for almost a month. We've held it a month and we've made a lot of money on that. And so it's been a really solid setup. I like sometimes holding stuff for a while. So let's take a look at some other things. FNKO. This one I've been holding for a while too. It bounced up yesterday, and we got this pretty steep trend line. It bounced up, and I'm just waiting for this. I have my take profit up here. It got close to it, didn't quite hit it. And today it's currently up a little bit, but would like to see this momentum. If you notice, we're bottoming out here. Look at how many times it's hit this level. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it was a dropping, and now it's going sideways. But every time it hits this, there's a nice volume spike of a bounce. So this particular setup might want to get back in, on a break here, maybe a break of this 200 period on a 15-minute time frame, and we could go ahead and jump into this one. Another trade that I just grabbed, which was AMD the other day, and that one's doing terrible. You can see AMD, I got in on the bounce. I do still like this. We've got a lot of support right down here, and so we'll see if we can catch any additional support. See if it starts to get some buyers come in. We'll be watching for buyers to come in. We have support down here, and we have price moving right here as well. Let's do this. AMD is looking good. All right. Okay. And so it's somebody, so Jen said nobody's sharing on Facebook. I don't know, maybe it's not working. If you guys posted it and did the share button in Facebook, let us know, because I want to make sure it's working. Oscar, so how do you suggest learning your strategies for the newbie and beginner? Okay, so there's two things that I really want you to focus on. Number one is, well, no, there's a couple different things. Number one is I'd like for you guys to make sure you have your goals in place so you know what your targets are. Like, how much do you want to make? How much time do you want to spend? Really take your time planning it. Get a notebook out and write it down. The next thing is, okay, so Project Cummins did share on Facebook. We'll look for that. We'll look for it. If you shared it, just leave a message on the Facebook and tell us, because if for some reason we're having trouble picking it up. So Oscar, the other thing that's really important is, making sure you understand how trading works, making sure that you understand your trading platform. You come in here, ask questions, get access to real people. The cool thing is now that we've got a lot of great people on here that are participating and sharing and doing a lot of really good stuff, that you guys can help each other too. right? Because I might not be able to get all of the questions, but you guys can help each other in this chat as well. So there we go. Okay, let's take a look at my other trade I got going on, which is FUBO, FUBO. So FUBO is still hanging in there. I have a level that I put right here. You can see that price has stopped 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4, and today it bounced again, and we're on day 5. So this trade is currently up quite a few dollars. I got in at 34. It's currently trading at 44.89, almost 44. So almost up $11 per share on this. It's been taking a lot of patience for waiting. So patience has been really important on this one. And so with that being said, let's go to a lower time frame and see what we're noticing. Oh, look at that nice big bounce. That looks good. So you'll notice we have just like the FNKO, support is coming in, bounced here, it bounced right here, and it bounced right here. So we got really solid, support and bounce here as well. Okay, but we have a trend line happening on the 15-minute time frame, and yes, I'm trading this on the daily, but you can always time your entries a little early on a 15. So right now we got solid movement today, really solid, lots of buying happening. And so if we get a spike and it breaks up above this, let's go back to a daily. If it breaks out, I think we could at least get back up to 53. And then from there, I'll have to tighten up my stop loss because my stop loss is currently right at break even. If we get back up here and it has to make a decision, I'm going to probably tighten up my stop another $6, and $6 of additional profit, which is pretty good. So, okay. All right, so now we need to find some new setups. Does anybody have anything they wanted me to look at? Did you guys have anything you wanted me to look at for potential trade setups? What did you guys have in mind? Anything at all? Let's take a look at LAZ. Okay, so here's a good strategy. And Oscar, I don't know, I like that you asked this, but I don't know if you're trading Facebook or if you're trading stocks or Forex, but this is a really nice little setup that I discovered. And this is LAZ. Okay, take a look at this. We got a nice strong uptrend. Price has gone from 27 to 42, really strong. We have a support level right here, and it consolidated. It bounced off of it. It bounced off of it. We have another resistance level right here, and guess what? It just broke this one, and it's on its way up. So this is a setup I like a lot. I think that it's probably going to move back up. We'll get up to $47. And no, I haven't taken any profits on CRM yet. If I do, I'll let everybody know. Jonathan, did you get in on CRM? And what are you trading with that one? Okay, so this is definitely a pretty good trade. I like this one a lot. I think we could do something good with this. Trade, this one was NZD USD. Okay, good, you did. All right, did you take it before me or after me? CCL. Oh, CCL, okay. All right, well, let's look at this price action here. So we've got an interesting setup, right? We've got upward move, actually huge downward move. This is Carnival, okay? Huge downward move. We're currently have a resistance point that's pretty strong. So if you're going to go long, it looks pretty good because you're above the 200, but I wouldn't do it until it breaks 25 because you're only going to get $2 a share here. And, you know, if we're trying to do a small little bit, then that's okay. A small little bit is fine. You know, $2 is fine, but I like to get a little bit more. So this is a big downtrend. Even before the pandemic, it was not doing well, right? I mean, this thing is actually, so I'm not a huge fan of this, but if it does break this, we could get back up here. We could get back up to 40. Why? Because there's this big gap in here, right? Big, huge gap, right? Jonathan, what was your expiration and your strike price? Okay, so that's CCL. The other one that was kind of similar to that was CLX, Clorox. This one I really like, and I believe that I'm going to take this one, CLX. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. CLX, we're getting a nice bottoming bounce off the bottom of this channel, okay? And what do we have? We've got opportunity to get back up here to the top. So how would I justify my entry? Well, let's go to a lower time frame, but you can see it's been the drop has stopped. 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row we've been down here. Let's go to an hourly. And you can just see, I talked about this already. You see that break of that trend line? Every time it broke, okay, it broke this trend line right here. It went back and retested, just like what happened on the Australian US yen. It sometimes will break a level bounce just to clear things out before going long again. So we got a really nice move. It's been holding at 181. Today is up. Let's take a look. Where is my resistance point? It's right there. Let's take a look at a daily. Pretty solid here. We have a resistance point here at 187. I like this one. One way we could do this to be safe, you know, you can get in now, take a small little trade, and then get in more later. But again, this one's a little bit different than, okay, so you got the same one as me then, good. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I did. So we're in the exact same trade. So mine is up pretty nicely, but the one issue with that, Jonathan, was that it has gone up. Mine's up about 50%, right? I'm up about 50%. So you might be around the same as me. But I was trying to get even more. So we'll see. I'll keep monitoring it. One of the things is I wanted to free up some of my additional cash flow so I could do some more trades, which is one of the problems with holding trades for a long time. So anyways, back to this Clorox. The Clorox is not like Carnival because Clorox has been very valuable during the pandemic, whereas Carnival has not. You know, the people need Clorox to clean bacteria. So we've got an uptrend with a bull channel, a bull flag, very similar to what we see with what we saw with CRM. So it's a very similar type setup. I just want to give it a little bit more confirmation. I'm going to wait for it. This is a very nice candle, but I'm going to wait for it to break. I might even put a tiny entry order here just right up here at 187. I'll watch this throughout the day and I'll take a look at it. But I like this trade also. So good. Okay. So also let's take a look here. What else do we got going on? Let's take a look at COOP. Okay, so this is a pretty 1 hour. This is a pretty nice stock. We were consolidating for some time. My actual entry on this one was back down here. Well, not my entry. I didn't take this trade, but that's when I would have wanted to get in because we had a little bit of a bull flag happening right here and here. And so my entry probably would have been like on a bounce off of this or up here. So it went a little further, and right now we're right at 52-week high. It just broke it. And so this has been, I've traded this one a couple times, been a pretty good stock for me. It is currently breaking a new high, which is a lot of times a very good way to get into a trade. If we would want to look at that, if we get in on the 52-week high, it might take a little bit bigger stop loss down here at 26, get in at 52-week high, see if we can get a few dollars, or if it doesn't, consolidate down here somewhere and see if you could add into the position, take a small entry, and then get in on some more. Let's take a look at Ford. Ford is another one that I've been liking to trade a lot. Ford has just been really doing well. I think that because they started coming out with some new electric stuff, it's been looking good as well. Show me a new high and I'll show you a buy. I like that. I like the little rocket too. That's good. So yeah, buying on the breakout of the highs is a great way to trade. It really is. I am more partial to the pullbacks. I'd rather get in here at 1050, but right now is pretty good because if we look at this, what's happening? It tried to break out right here, but it couldn't make it, and so it's consolidating. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days of consolidation. The volume is starting to decrease, which means every time it's pulling back, buyers are getting in, just like what we were showing on the other ones. You want to watch for those pullbacks. You get a pullback and the buyers step in, a pullback and the buyers step in, a pullback and the buyers step in, a pullback and the buyers step in. Okay, and so right now, it's just waiting for enough momentum to push it higher. Of course, you don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen, but I like this as a potential buy. Waiting for a move to happen right here, looking for this to break. So we've got quite a few setups that we're looking at here. CLX is probably the one that I'm really interested in. I like Ford. I like Coop. There's a lot of things. Well, pullback for me is basically when it comes back and hits a support level. So let's take a look at Ford, for example. Every time it breaks a new high, okay, you see here's a new, look, there's a new high right here, okay? It went and hit the high, but it didn't break it. Hit the high again and didn't break it. So we might do that here. It might hit 3 times. And so the problem with it is you don't want to hold this thing for months, which is what I've been doing right now. Because this actually didn't break for 4 months. It's like, oh man, that's horrible. But then when it finally broke at 736, man, the thing took off, right? A new high, boom. It went up almost 50%, which is great. Almost doubled. It is up over 50. It almost doubled. Went from 7 to 14 would be a double. But what I do look for is for a pullback into support. So what do we see? We got the breakout. Where to go? Right to support. Well, after that breaks, what do we get after that? Well, we get a new level. And where to go? It broke support, but it kind of just hung around. Okay, then another level breaks. What do we get? Okay, pops right into support again. Okay, once that breaks, we got another new high right here. And then what happened? It broke, went right back into support. It popped back, and where'd it go? Into support, right? And it just keeps doing that. It just keeps doing that. So now on this move, it actually never did it. One of the things with trading 52-week high breakouts is a lot of times they don't go real far. Like, see, this one didn't go real far. This one didn't go real far. This one did. You don't know when the big one's going to happen. This was a big one. Boom. It didn't even pull back very far at all. It didn't go back to support, right? But there is then now it pulled back here. And so now we have a new support level, right? Wherever the price stops, that's where support is. So normally what I'm looking for in a pullback is back into support. Well, in this case, it has been tightening up, but it hasn't pulled back to even to this level. So if I'm looking for a pullback, I'm looking for this level, I'm looking for this level, I'm looking for this level, and I also like to look at the 50 period and the 200 moving averages, so that works as support as well. So there's lots of support here to be looking at these levels. And yes, you can definitely use fibs as well. If we go and we draw like a swing high to a swing low, that's definitely an additional thing you can do. You know, you go like from here to here, and guess what? It's almost, the reason I don't do it too often is it almost always lines up with your regular support level. So here's the 50% is right at this support level. And then the 23.6 is right at this one. So I don't usually use fibs too much, but I like to use fibs for targets too, because if we go out, you can, if you draw it the other way, you can see where the extension goes. So if we draw it like from this move to this move, you can add the extension and you can see, okay, it might go up to the 161.8 for a target. If it hits this, it goes up to 161.8. So my target might be 1340, right? But yeah, it's good to have these confluences. The more of those levels, the better. If you can get like 3, you get a fib, you get a support, you get a trend line, you get a moving average, you get an upward moving averages. There's like 4 or 5 different levels. The more of that you get, the better. Okay, so right now, just kind of waiting for this little tiny shelf to break right here. And so my entry would be right at around 1164. All right, let's see here. What would be your entry confirmation? So when I get a pullback, thank you for that question from the Netherlands. That's a really cool place. Okay. When I get a pullback, there's a different ways to enter. One is you wait for price to break a previous level. So here's a pullback right here. See, it hits support, and then what happens? You say, okay, when it breaks the candle, I'll go long. So here's a candle and it goes long. The problem with doing it that way is good and it works, but the problem is you don't know if the consolidation is over because it still might go sideways for some time. So this would be a great little $2 trade or a $1.50 trade. Boom, right there. But you don't know if it's actually going to make the big break. I like to wait for a trend line to develop and then go for it. It costs a little bit more. And what I mean by it costs more is you have to wait for confirmation, but it will indicate usually a more powerful breakout. So you wait a little bit. So I could have got in right here, maybe at 11:45, but instead now I'm waiting for it to get to like 11:65. So I wait like 10, 20 cents here as well. Okay, let's take a look here. Is that Ford Motors? So cheat stock. I don't know what that cheat stock means, but it's definitely Ford. Okay, let's take a look at CDNS, and then we're going to do the giveaway after this. CDNS, CDNS, on CDNS. What is going on? having a technical difficulty. Let's try this one. There we go. Okay. All right. So let's look at on a daily time frame. This is a great stock, right? A great stock. Because we're in an uptrend, we're right here at support. So where's the next support level? The next support level is right here. If we get back down here, great place to buy. If we get right down here, would be a great place to buy. But again, what is the confirmation? Wait for some kind of bottoming out. Wait for a bottoming out and then a relaunch. Sometimes the market will go lower and then pin up, and that's a fake, right? Oh, we're going to drop. We're going to the next level, and then all of the people sell, and then it's a fake out, right? So you want to be aware that fake outs could happen. It could pop lower, but just watch for this to bottom, consolidate, and then take back up. As far as earnings go, these earnings, you want to be aware of when the next earnings is, but you can see that this has been growing. The earnings have been growing, therefore the stock is going up. You can see the growth on this is just phenomenal. And so these are the best stocks to trade. When you get that growth, you just want to just ride those waves. So that's what I'm going to be looking at for that. Let's take a look at this one. Same type of thing, really solid setup. Thank you, Pierre. Really good. This is what we need for this with this trading community, guys, is for great people to help us like this. So everybody hit that like button for Pierre's good stock picks and for Helkel's comment. Hit that like button just to congratulate Pierre for thanking him. Great job. So again, this is the same type of thing. We're right here right now. Watch for this to bottom and then launch back up. Really solid. There's another level. If this doesn't hold, there's another level down here that we could watch for as well. Again, wait for it to bottom, watch for it to bottom, and then take back up. Oh, cheap. You said cheap. Cheap stock. I thought you said, okay. Yeah, you know what? The stock, the prices and valuation sometimes have to do with market share. Ford, didn't research Ford, but it might have like 80 billion shares. And so if that's the case, then 80 billion shares could cause people to cause the stock to go out. It's all based off of supply and demand. If Ford's making billions of dollars and there's 2 shares, it's going to be like $1 million a share. That has a big part of it is the amount of outstanding shares. But CRD, I like this one as well. We'll be watching this to follow and get into some of these trades as well. I'm going to go, let's take a look at see how my Fubo trade went, what's going on. Oh, it has gotten rejected since then. It was up. Now it's a nice big candle, got rejected. So we'll be keeping our eyes on that. Let's take a look at CLX. CLX did not get rejected. It's continuing to move up, so I'll be watching this one as well. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the giveaways and see what we're at. I'm going to refresh the page. Looks like we got 19 retweets, which is great. I'm going to give you guys another. Make sure the link is going to be in the chat here. I'm going to throw it in. Click that link, guys. Click that link. And you guys can share it on Twitter or Facebook and see what happens here. Let's view the comments here. All right. So Dominic did share. Okay. Awesome. It's not showing up on the Facebook page. So we'll work on that one. We'll work on that. Maybe we'll cancel out the Facebook. Because it doesn't seem to be working. It's got to show up on your Facebook page. That's the thing. So anyways, we got Twitter going. So let me refresh it here. I'm going to do like an incognito window. That gives me some better action. Right here. It makes sure that all my cookies are cleared out. All right, so we got 19 and 2 quotes. Who are the, I gotta log in, so let's do that. I'm gonna give you guys a couple more, little bit more time here. The quote tweets is me and Niga. All right, good, liking it. I'm gonna like all these because I really appreciate everyone. And we click, we're up to 21. Awesome. Good, 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 good. I'll follow you guys too for now. So thanks a lot for participating. Really appreciate it. And you guys can follow me too. I want to do some more trades on here. I'll be updating some of these trades we talked about. If I end up going long on them, I'll post them right here on Twitter. So that'll help with the follow-up. So, okay. All right, last call. I'm going to refresh it, and we're going to pick our winner. And then what's going to happen is, since I'm following you, I'll announce the winner, and then I will just send you a message, and you'll get a DM from me. And we'll send you the money via PayPal. So you just send us your email and we'll send the money via PayPal. And make sure you come back and you post a comment letting everybody know that you received the prize. Okay, let's see. Yeah, please do, because the Facebook thing was an issue. I thought that it was working last time. It doesn't seem to be working, and that I apologize for that. We'll get that fixed, okay? But for now, we're just going to do the Twitter because that's what we got figured out. All right, so I am going to, you know what I'm going to do? Because I want to make sure that I don't, it's definitely not going to be in Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin. I hang on to my Bitcoin. I don't get rid of Bitcoin. That would be crazy. You don't give it. If you want well, then again, Bitcoin would be a much better prize than dollars, right? We'll give you 75 in Bitcoin. That's definitely better than 75 in dollars, because, you know, Bitcoin's going to probably go up. All right, so I'm going to let Jen pick. Jen's going to pick, and she'll post it in here. She will post it. So Jen, go ahead and pick the winner. And while we're doing that, let's look at our trades. Okay, New Zealand dollar was a short trade on the breakout of the downside. New Zealand dollar, we've got a 4-hour breakout. It's currently just about break even. Not much has happened. So on the daily, we're breaking this trend line, breaking the 50-period moving average, looking at that. Yeah, Michael will take the Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin would be, you know what? Who knows with Bitcoin? It could go up to $1 million. You never know. Okay, looks like Jen picked someone. Let's see who we got here. It is Lawrence Waters. Lawrence Waters. Congratulations, Lawrence. You are the winner. You did the retweet. Thank you so much. We are going to send you the prize. It'd be great if you would just, when you receive it, just let everyone know on your profile that you got it. But congratulations, everybody. Hit that like button to congratulate Lawrence. And please hit the subscribe button on the YouTube video. Hit that notification so you're notified when we go live, because I don't want you to miss anything. Friday, we're going to go over a Lorena. Is there a schedule? I'm doing it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 o'clock. Make sure you hit that subscription, though, so that you can get access to it. Hit the subscription and the notification, it'll pop up. But it's Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Wednesdays, we do a giveaway. I'm doing the $1 Million Challenge, trying to trade to $1 million. And so, yeah, stick around. Thank you so much. And congratulations to Lawrence. Again, Friday, we're going to be doing an option strategy. I'm going to do an option strategy, and we're going to be talking about that. So, okay, great. Let's see. Project Cummins, you shared a Facebook pic. Okay, we'll take a look at that. Thank you so much. We're going to get the Facebook thing fixed. Apologize for the inconvenience there, but that's it for today. All right, guys. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Lorena. Thank you, and congratulations, everyone. All right, well, we'll see you guys on Friday.